Hey you guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Tamsin from the Orchid Craft. I thought we could just spend a bit of time hanging out in my new and improved sewing room this morning, and I thought I could give you a tour. I love it when other YouTubers put up kind of little sneak peeks into their workspaces or actual full-blown tours where they show you around their spaces. So I figured you guys might be interested to see what I've been up to in mine. So grab a cup of tea and let me show you around. This room was originally part of our garage. So my husband had the brainwave of putting an internal wall about 2/3 of the way along into the garage and turning that lovely big space into my sewing room. Originally I had the box room upstairs, but you know what it's like when you start collecting fabric and become quite addicted to quilting, you soon need more space. And trying to run a business and wanting to do YouTube videos, I need a place that I can keep clean and tidy and just shut the door and that no one knows it exists, because quite often people don't even realise that this is a room. They just assume that it's part of the garage. So it's a really nice little bunker for me to hide in. So we put up an internal wall, we've painted all the walls white, added a heater, added some lovely carpet. We still have some work to do in the ceiling area. There's still a few big holes. Yeah, I'm really happy with it. Now, this giant contraption behind me here is called a Dream Box by Create Room. I absolutely love it. You can see it folds down and it has a table where I can do all of my sewing in it, and I'll give you a proper tour of that in a moment. But that has been a complete game changer for me because I can actually put everything in there, and then I can close it up to the size of a kind of double wardrobe size, and it wheels around so I can move it around in the room. Every time I want to, remove and redecorate. So we originally had it on this wall here, and it kind of made the room feel kind of really long and thin. So we've moved it to the back wall here, and it seems to be really working because suddenly I've got all of this extra space in the middle, which we just have a quick sip of my tea and let's show you around. So this is the kind of main station that I use for cutting fabric and preparing any kits or fabric drops that I'm going to be doing. It's a huge white table from IKEA, which we've added trestle legs to so I can use them for storage underneath. And this giant, well in fact it's two giant pegboards from IKEA, which is super for kind of just storing things that I'm going to need all the time. So I've got all of my fabric scissors, my pinking shears, my paper scissors, little snippers. This is one that I bought on our last visit to Liberty. Isn't it cute? It's got the Liberty building on the back. And then all my rotary cutters and obviously pens and pencils. And then just some pretty bits hanging from here. It's standing height. So I stand here, do all my cutting. Here's my snacks and my tea. And I've got this huge space here where I can just put like piles of fabric and so on and so forth. And then I've got my iron here. This isn't where I envisaged this going. I thought this was going to kind of go about here, but I'll come on to the reason why this desk isn't exactly what I wanted in a moment. Up here I've got all my books, and I've managed to whittle them down to just my favourites, which as you can see is still quite out of hand, but and then I've got all my rulers, my long rulers and everything here, and a spare kind of paper cutting mat that I use. Under that I've got a big box of stuffing, and that's my sewing machine cover, and then all of this felt here for all my felt kits when Christmas comes around. So you can see my hometown block here coming along. Now underneath, I'm just going to go down on my hands and knees and show you this. Now this was another IKEA jobby, and I highly recommend this if you're short of space. These look really narrow, or they don't look very deep, but actually the amount of stuff you can fit in them is quite incredible. So I'm keeping all of my little scrappy bits in here that I want to keep. I've got my design boards piled up in here so that I can just grab them. If I'm cutting a block, I can just grab one and put them on, and some blocks that are work in progress. This is kind of the freezer paper and interfacing, and I've got a couple of bits and pieces in here. I've got my bonder web so that everything is nice and organised in there. Bit of a junk drawer. Here's some kits that I've got and some extra. This is 100% cotton batting for particular kits that I sell, so that's kept separate from the main. Now in here are kind of projects that I want to work on, things that I've printed to do, patterns that are kind of next up in my wanting to do pile. So they're all organised in there so that I know where they are. This is current projects and things that I'm working on right now. So this is my Red Sky at Night quilt that I'm doing. This is the Tilda quilt that is sewn and just needs to be layered. This is my Liberty bits, and there's some Lynette Anderson kits here that are almost finished and just need finishing up. But there's no urgency on these. These are just kind of projects that I can pick up and put down. So they're in there so I know exactly where they are. And then down here is patterns that I haven't started yet, kits that I haven't started yet. You might recognise this one from my Festival of Quilts haul, and this one too, the Diamond Star cushion. And on the top here I've got my Strapology ruler and just a couple of extra cutting mats so that if I want to go and do something in the kitchen, rather than having to take everything off of these ones, I can just grab one of these sparesy ones here. This is the additional worktop that I was mentioning before. It's white with this kind of bluey grey checker pattern on it. Now the idea originally was that this would have trestle tables like the other two tables that are in here. But when we went to collect them and we got home, we realised that we hadn't picked any up, and actually they don't stock them anymore. So for now, we've just moved the desk that was originally in this area here to here and put this top on top of it to give it a little bit more height. And then these drawers here have just kind of got stationery and bits and pieces in. They probably need sorting through. I definitely needed more storage for my yardage. So these are, this is an IKEA cube, and this is like a large unit from IKEA filled with all these boxes, and all the boxes are split out into collections, yardage, seasonal stuff. So there's one whole box of like all Christmas stuff, one for Halloween, and then I have a couple of collections that I absolutely adore, and I wanted to display them, and I probably need to get some you know, like fabric boards to put them on so that I can stand them up. But for now I love how they look. So this is all my Laurie Holt yardage, aside from the neutrals that have come through for my hometown quilt. So this is her holiday collection, and this is the B Dots collection here. This is the first kind of proper large fabric collection that I've bought for my business, and I couldn't part with it, so I've kept it. I will make some fabric packs up for this, and I will make some up for this as well, but I just couldn't part with them for the first few months because I wanted to make some bits myself. So at the top here I've got some fat quarter bundles, and I've got some others that I need to add up there as well, so they'll all be going straight into my shop. That space at the top there to store fat quarter bundles and any kind of pre-cuts that are going to be going into my shop, and there's nothing in that little white tub at the moment. It's just like an extra box. But yeah, so these are all organised, and then at the bottom here is all my Liberty fabric. So I've started with the lightest and kind of gone up to the darkest, and absolutely love Liberty, and I was shocked by actually how much I had. Love having that all out so I can see what I've got, and what colours that I might want to add to, but right now I'm really happy with the collections that I've got there. I did some little hoop hearts onto here. These are Tula Pink fabrics, just in embroidery hoops, just to give a bit of colour to the door. And if I open this up here, you can see inside. So I've got lots of bits of notions in here. What have I got? So I've got little key fob metal bits, buttons, pegs, googly eyes, you know, we're never knowing we're going to need those. And then down here I've got my crumbs from all my Tula Pink fabric. Don't know what I'm going to do with it, but you know, we'll keep it. And this is, I really like how I've organised this here. So from here all the way to the top is all my current kind of projects. So starting at the top, this is my hometown quilt. So this is the yardage. These are kind of more scrappy bits from fat quarters down to actual scraps, all Laurie Holt fabric. And then in here is all the templates, the interfacing, all the bits and pieces, the glue, all kept in this drawer, so that when I want to do the next block, I can just pull it out and I know I've got everything in here, the instruction sheets and the cutting guides and everything. So yardage, bits and pieces for the smaller applique, and then all the notions and paperwork and everything like that I might need. So it's really nice having them all contained in here, rather than in a pile on my desk. Here is all my sampler blocks that I make for my patterns. So I've got all my Halloween ones, and there's a video coming up soon that's going to show you how to make this one. And then some of these, I'm going to be putting these together and actually putting them up on my wall, because I've got so many in here. These are all quilt blocks that I've designed and made patterns for, or in the process of making patterns. So there's quite a few in here. In fact, there's loads in here. So yeah, I'm going to go through those, and if they're finished and photographed and the instructions are done, I can then layer them up and actually get them up on my wall, bind them and everything. So so this is all my wristlets, wristlet fabric cut and ready for kits for Christmas. This is my Alice's Wonderland sampler quilt drawer. So this has got all of, obviously, the book, and I've started going mad cutting all the blocks and then popping them inside, and then it's got all the blocks that I've sewn, so that's all in there. This project, I completely forgot that I had this. This is something that my husband bought me for Christmas, so it's been here for a while. It's the Dresden Flower Clock by Alice Caroline, and it's all in Tana Lawn Liberty fabric, and I need to finish it because it's a working clock once you put it all together. Yeah, so I want to get that. Let's see if I can find it here. So it's a working clock once you put it all together, so I want to get that finished as a priority. What else have I got here? So this is my Sweet Potato Quilts block of the month that I'm doing with her. So I've got in here all the fabrics that I use, and then my blocks at the bottom. And then this here is another big project, but it is almost finished. I've finished putting together all the individual blocks. I think I've just got these Drunkard's Path blocks to finish putting together, and the centre flying geese, and then I can actually piece it. I think there was something like 100 half square triangles or more. But this is the butterfly quilt by Tula Pink. So in here I've got the backing fabric, the binding fabric, the background fabric, and all the blocks that I've made. So that just needs a good sort out, lay out and finish the curved blocks. There's a bit of a theme with me leaving curves to the end. I'm doing exactly the same with my hometown quilt as well. So this here is just some pre-cuts. This drawer here is scraps. So this is all scraps, but it's kind of small scraps with a few large bits, but there's some really small ones here. Coming up the wall here, now I've got all of my, well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, let's start that again. So in here I've got all of my embroidery threads that I'm going to use potentially for applique, and then moving into my cotton fabrics, all colour coordinated here. And then if we move up, I've got other polyester threads, lots of white, and then lots more in here and lots more in here. So the good thing about the dream box is you just close the door and it's all hidden away, and I just keep the pretty bit out. And here is the more practical bits. I've got my glue gun, I've got my basting spray, spray starch. I've got lots of notions in here that I don't use that often, but I've got things in here, kind of backfilly stuff. And then further down here is all my Christmas fabrics. Kits for Christmas, panels for Christmas, so they will all be coming out soon. We've then got this area here, which is my sewing table. I kind of was using this to just display things on that I was halfway through making. I would put them on here in different piles, but it was just annoying. I didn't like having it all laid out on there, and actually this is a sewing table, so we're going to be using it for sewing. So I've got my machine on here, I've got my rotating cutting mat, ruler, and then I've got a little tray of all the notions that I'm going to be using while sitting here. And you know, as I was going through and sorting things out, I found a few things that I forgot I had. And I lost a few things, which I've now found, such as my sew tights. One of the things I found was this. So I bought, many years ago, it was a kind of a collector's edition Tulip Pink box. And it had some fabric, it had a pattern, it had some notions, all from Tulip Pink. And this was in there. And it's a patch that you can add to a bag. I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. I'm not a bag maker, so I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but I love the fact that I've now found it, because I knew it was somewhere in my sewing room. And the other thing I found, which is really precious, and it's still got the needle threaded in it. So my lovely Nan, who is now nearly 92, who, you know, I visit every week, loved needlepoint. She loved embroidery. She still kind of really appreciates it, but she can't do it anymore. It's too fiddly. She can do a mean running stitch, and she helps me make my pumpkins. But she gave this to me. And I don't know if you can see in the picture, but it's got the pattern on it. Oh, you can. It's got the pattern on it to stitch. And she's asked me to finish it for her. And it was really sweet, because she's even left the needle in here with the thread, so that I can take the thread and find the same colour thread. I think it's kind of like a little sort of tabletop cover, but I found that in and amongst my fabric. So a couple of really little special finds that I've got. That's my new room. It needs some things on the wall, it needs some colour, but right now I'm really pleased with it. It feels very calm in here. I don't like to work in too much mess. It just overwhelms me. It overloads my brain when there's too many things out. So I like that everything has got a place. So when I've finished with it, I can put it away. And I love now that I've sorted everything out into projects and colours. So when I want to work on my hometown quilt, I just grab the boxes that correspond with that project, put them out on the table and go. And then when I've finished, I can pack it all back up. But yeah, if you've got any questions, or there's any bits in here that you want a bit more information on, or a bit of a closer snoop, let me know and I'd be happy to do that for you. But until next time, hope you've enjoyed spending 20 minutes or so with me and having a cup of tea in my sewing room.